I'm David Moore, and I'm running for 17th Ward Alderman. My family moved to the 17th Ward from the Robert Taylor homes when I was 11 years old. My first exposure to public service was going door to door with my uncle, who was an assistant precinct captain. At the time, public service meant the $5 my uncle would give me for helping. My definition of public service changed, however, at 13 upon hearing Harold Washington, who was running for Congress, talk about the importance of giving back to one's community. As an adult, I've served my community both as an activist and as an employee for the city and county. I'm running for alderman because the 17th Ward hasn't had anyone to fight for residents in a long time. It's the alderman's job to bring resources back to their respective wards. It's the alderman's job to be accessible, involved, and a voice not only for their ward, but the city at large. That's important to remember because decisions made in city council impact all of us. The privatization of parking meters, the installation of red light and speed cameras, the closing of 50 neighborhood schools, how TIF money is spent and where are just some examples of votes that negatively impact communities that are struggling already. That's why the February 24th city election is so important. In all likelihood, the next alderman will be asked to consider an increase in property taxes, to expand charter schools, whether to vote for an elected school board, and if right-to-work zones are the answer for our communities. If we are to reclaim Chicago, then it must be a city that works for everyone. It's true, the 7 aldermen who make up the Progressive Reform Caucus don't have the votes to stop an ordinance from passing, but they can force public debate. That's what's missing in city government: transparency and accountability. When the city was spending $1 billion to build 24 new schools, then turned around and closed 50 neighborhood schools, there weren't enough aldermen saying no. When the city installed red light cameras, there weren't enough aldermen saying no. When the city privatized parking meters, there weren't enough aldermen saying no. In a city that works for everyone, even if these ordinances pass, at least residents should believe their voices are heard. We need real jobs in our communities and businesses that generate taxes. In 2014, job growth in Chicago increased by only 1%. Currently, 25% of African American residents are jobless. As an accountant and operations manager, I know the importance of attracting living wage jobs for working families. That's why I stood with the workers to increase the minimum hourly wage to $15. The 17th Ward has the most job losses on the South Side. It also has one of the highest numbers of full-time workers on food stamps. We need an alderman who will use all available tools to spur economic development. One such tool is tax increment financing, which was started by Mayor Harold Washington to reserve local tax dollars for spending in blighted areas. Instead of helping underserved communities, local aldermen have voted lockstep with city administrators to spend nearly $2 billion of TIF money downtown at the expense of neighborhoods. I propose working with neighboring aldermen to market the South Side as a region to major grocery stores, national retailers, and restaurant chains seeking communities in which to expand. This is what the city did for the South Loop. I know because I was in those planning meetings. I also support the effort to build a 3rd Chicago airport in the south suburbs. The 17th Ward strategic location makes it one of the primary communities to benefit from the region's expanded aviation and the 15,000 jobs the South Suburban Airport will generate at every skill level. We must prepare our young people for these opportunities by lobbying CPS to reinstate vocational education, as we did with the electrical training program at Simeon High School. Not every child is going to college, but every child deserves to have an opportunity at a good life. I'm proud to have the endorsement of many of the city's progressive organizations and labor unions. On February 24th, we have a choice: Go with the status quo or vote for progress for all. Vision, values, voice. You now have a choice. Punch 52. Thank you.